In the past 12 months, the Consumer Price Index that measures inflation as experienced by consumers in their day-to-day living expenses has gone up by 2%. On the food side, consumers paid 2.4% more for food purchased from stores. As we approach Thanksgiving and the holiday season, expenses add up and our pocketbooks feel the pinch. Thoughts of a hearty meal with family and friends are the things we look forward to. But will food inflation spoil our appetite? Want to know how much more or less your Thanksgiving dinner will cost this year? Which products will cost the same, less, or more? And in case you were opting for ham, well, it isn't necessarily cheaper this year. We get the latest from Professor Sylvain Charlebois, Senior Director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University and the co-host of the Food Professor podcast. He also gives 3 places to shop to get the best bang for your buck, and I cover the latest on those companies' news, share prices, and performances. And tell us about, Thanksgiving is coming up. Will food inflation prices spoil Thanksgiving dinner this year?
Well, not as much as last year. Obviously, I think consumers should be on the lookout for bargains because there are bargains this year compared to last year. But you have to work a little harder. You have to go to different places, different stores to really get what you need at the cheapest price possible. What we are finding out right now is that retailers are really pinpointing at one loss leader to get you into the door, into their store. And they'll encourage you to buy other things that are more expensive, essentially. So let's say the turkey, right now you can actually buy turkey at $1.67 a pound. That's not expensive. That's very cheap. That's cheaper than 3 years ago, okay? However, if you stick to that same store, if you want cranberries, you want rolls, you want gravy, you want potatoes, they'll probably charge you more for it. So you have to go somewhere else. But generally speaking, frozen turkey in Canada is anywhere between $1.67 a pound to about $2.50 a pound. Fresh turkey is anywhere between $3.25 to $3.50 a pound. So those prices are pretty similar to last year, actually.
All right, and what is the cost, say, for a family of 4, sort of hedged at the moment?
So if you really take your time, you go to different places where you can buy the cheapest items as possible. You're looking at a bill at $32.30, which is very low, but you have to really work hard at it. So probably, to be realistic, you're looking at a food bill of at least $45. Some items that have actually remained the same price as last year. Pumpkin pie are priced the same. Potatoes are priced the same. Carrots are actually cheaper if you're into carrots. Beans also are actually cheaper than last year. The produce section is really helpful this year compared to last year. But there are some bad news, though. There are sections you may want to be careful with. Dairy is one. Eggs are more expensive than last year by 5 to 10%. The other thing we've noticed, last year, a lot of people decided to go for ham instead of turkey because ham was cheaper last year. Not this year. Most retailers are selling ham at a much higher price.
All right. Well, and is there any place that you would suggest, say, if people want to get the best bang for their buck? Are there any grocers out there that you say, yes, this is kind of where, you're going to get a better deal?
Yeah, so right now, based on the data we collected, the most aggressive retailers in Canada right now for Thanksgiving are Walmart, Giant Tiger, and No Frills. Giant Tiger has done a pretty good job getting into the fresh game, and their prices this week are from October 4th to October 9th. They're very aggressive, very competitive.
All right, and in terms of the CPI, I don't know if you're following the CPI, the Canada.
Of course.
Index, where are we at this point in, say, since last year?
Generally speaking, right now, the CPI is at 2.4%, which is really reasonable. But the 2.4% is added to the 10 or 11% we had last year. So that's why people are still not seeing rebates. But the thing is, at 2.4%, it really gives grocers an opportunity to breathe and offer better discounts. And there are discounts this week. I'm actually quite surprised, to be honest, to see so many discounts right now. Like I wasn't expecting turkey prices to be so low for Thanksgiving.
Maybe some advice is to get your turkey for the holiday season as well, for Christmas.
I would say, I mean, I don't think you can get cheaper turkey than that, to be honest. So if you can, I would buy a couple of frozen turkeys for sure. The other thing I forgot to tell you. So the other thing we've noticed is that imported produce are in many cases more expensive than local produce in Canada. So I have a list. I think we made a list of 15 different products, including squash, carrots, lettuce, mushroom, onions. All these products, local is cheaper than imported this time of year, which is great.
Yeah, I was just shopping over the weekend and I noticed that too. I was like, wow, I just walked out of here. I was like, are you sure that's the right price?
Yeah, so we've had a good season. So and I'm sure it's the same in British Columbia.
That was Professor Sylvain Charlebois, Senior Director of Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University and the co-host of the Food Professor podcast. As you prep for your Thanksgiving dinner, here are the share prices for the 3 value stores. Giant Tiger belongs to Northwest Company, a multinational Canadian grocery and retail company. Year-to-date shares are up more than 30% and are currently trading at around $52. In September, the company declared a quarterly dividend of 40 cents, up 2.6% per share. No Frills is under the Loblaw umbrella. Loblaw recently announced a 10.8% rise in adjusted diluted net earnings per share. In October, the company received approval from the TSX to enter into an automatic share purchase plan with the broker to facilitate repurchases of Loblaw's common shares under its previously announced normal course issuer bid. Company shares were last trading at $174.76, up more than 35% year to date. And the final bargain shop, Walmart, a U.S. multinational retail corporation in 24 countries. Walmart is up almost 50% year to date, and shares were last trading at $79.30. Thanks so much for joining us and watching. Happy Thanksgiving and turkey price hunting. From downtown Vancouver, I'm Coreena Robertson.